Hello, beautiful people. This is Rosabel Hernandez reporting from Jerusalem, Israel. I am back from my first solo road trip. I gotta tell you guys, it was great. It was amazing. I decided to go for a long Thanksgiving weekend. And here's the thing, if you are ever want to do a road trip in Israel, do not, under any circumstances, rent a small vehicle ever. I actually, because there's a shortage in rental cars here, because just the whole pandemic affected everything. It was a ripple effect. The place where I usually go, because my brother is coming, so I rented a car for his duration, and I got a great deal. And the guy told me up front, hey, it's a good thing you are renting up front now, months before, because there is a shortage in cars, and the rentals are usually, you got to rent it a month or two in advance. I mean, that's how bad it is. And the guy gave me a good deal. Well, I decided to take an impromptu road trip by myself, and I went to the same place that I go to. They were out of cars. The next place I went to, it was right next to it. Same thing, out of cars. So I ended up going to a place where I knew for a fact it was overpriced. And again, what am I going to do? What are you going to do? Supply and demand, right? So I know I paid too much. However, I knew I wanted to get out of the city and explore on my own. Like, I miss driving a car. I'm still looking for a car. I miss that freedom of on the road, getting in a car, turning on the music, and just go. So I caved in. I didn't even negotiate or fight it, because it is what it is. So I ended up getting a brand new, and I don't care how new it is, but a brand new KIA Picanto. I think it's called Picanto. Oh my word. So there are a lot of hills here, and I seriously, I traveled from Jerusalem to Galilee, Mount Tabor, and Herzliya. Those were my three indicators for this particular road trip. And the road from Jerusalem to Galilee, I had to go through the West Bank. Well, there was a lot of turns and dips and hills. And that car barely had any power, like the power engine, okay? It's like the little train that could. There were a lot of cars behind me at one point that, and I went early in the morning. You got to be careful if you are a single woman. If you've never traveled on your own anywhere, I do not recommend this. But yours truly has traveled a lot by herself, but I've always used precaution. I've always been cautious. I've always asked questions, security, assessment before I take that adventure. And so here I am, okay, in the West Bank, trekking along, and there were signs everywhere. Careful, curve. There are a lot of curves, up and down and up. And here, a little choo-choo, my little car, brand new, but it was a play toy. I would never do this again. I don't care. You gotta have a car that is equivalent to a Toyota Camry or more, or higher, or bigger, because you're going to need a power engine to get you up and down the hills and the roads. So I had to pull over twice to let cars behind me go through, like the trucks. They were like, one of them was honking when I finally got away, like to the side, as in like, thank you for moving, right? And so it was great getting out of the West Bank and into Israeli territory in the Galilee area. My first stop was Mount Tabor. And going up, that is another mountain. Going up, thankfully my car made it up. And no problems there. No problems there. Coming down, no problems there. So, got to the Galilee area, parked it, was fine. I had a fabulous time. I had a great time. Mount Tabor, Galilee, and then Herzliya was my next stop and my last stop to my little road trip, my first solo road trip, right? So I asked the woman at the hotel where I was staying if there were a lot of hills from Galilee to Herzliya. She's like, no, just, straight. I was like, okay. I hope so. So there weren't that many hills going from Galilee to Herzliya. However, there were several signs that said, caution, side wind. Yeah, side winds. That's right. There were a few times where I felt the car going to the side. And thankfully, it was a Friday I was driving from Galilee to Herzliya, where Shabbat starts, so the traffic isn't as bad, and there weren't that many people on the road. Well, I held on to dear life to that steering wheel so that it would not move, and I made sure I was on the far right where all the slow pokes drive, and I'm like, never again, and praying, Lord, please let me make it back to Jerusalem. Please let me, allow me to go back. No problems, nothing. I was praying the whole way too. And I made it to Herzliya. From Herzliya to Jerusalem is an hour. About an hour, give or take. Again, it is a Saturday. I came back and it's Shabbat. So there wasn't that much traffic. But coming out of Herzliya, which is out of the Tel Aviv area, into Jerusalem, Jerusalem is literally on a hill, city on a hill, big hill. I kid you not. Oh my word. And it's not like I could change shifts. You know how some cars, they allow you to change shifts from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, whatever. None of that. It had only 3. Reverse, neutral, and drive. That's it. Nothing else. That was it. So I took pictures of my little car. I will never do it again. It's the first time that I did a road trip. And I know I probably overpaid, but supply and demand, and there aren't that many new cars out there. And if they are very, very expensive now due to COVID, production and all that. It's all a ripple effect. But I wanted to do a road trip. I was insisting on doing a road trip. That's what I got, a road trip. And again, Kia Picanto, I think that's what it's called. I would never do that. That's like a play car with no power engine at all whatsoever. Going up hills and also not understanding that there's going to be winds. Also, I mean, can you imagine if there were strong winds? Car will flip. I don't know. But word to the caution, if you're driving anywhere, the safest bet is a Camry or bigger. That's it. Safety first. So I just thank God that I had an amazing time. I had a great time. I had time to explore northern Israel. Actually, I was there in that region 12, 13 years ago. I had never been to Herzliya up until, a month ago. I visited due to work. And I said, I absolutely love this beach. I'm going to come back. And sure enough, I did, which was a nice ending to my adventure. So you guys take care. That is Rosa's adventure on her first solo road trip. I don't know if it's going to be my last solo, but I'm definitely going to be traveling with family, friends, and colleagues here on out. And I just wanted to go out on my own. and experience it on my own. And of course, I asked the right questions before I went out, and lots of prayer. And I am very happy I am back home in Jerusalem. One of the key things, if you are ever traveling, is be vigilant, of course, at all times. Tell loved ones, close loved ones and colleagues where you're going. Make sure you leave them the information of where you'll be staying, because you just never know. And I checked all those boxes and then some. And so have fun, be safe. And this is once again Roosevelt Hernandez reporting from Jerusalem. Take care. Bye-bye.